So if you were to be fully masculine, it doesn't make you more of a man. It just makes you an imbalanced being. So, what does it truly mean to be masculine and have a masculine presence in other people's lives?
The fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film.
Why are so many men today struggling with their masculinity? Is it the culture, or is it something deeper within ourselves? So this has always been a topic I've been very curious about as I progress into adulthood, because my fear of being perceived has always influenced it, but now my quest for understanding is the source of my journey. You see, in today's world, if you listen to mainstream news and social media narratives, you would think it sucks to be a man. The historically negative traits of masculinity have been pushed to the forefront and made to be the definitions of masculinity and manhood. It got so bad to the point where toxic masculinity was one of the hottest trending topics in the world. And even in the midst of not knowing myself, this criticism still didn't sit right with me. I knew something was wrong. So, what made masculinity so bad? And why was being a man such a bad thing to be? To start off, we got to understand that being a man is not equal to being masculine, and being masculine is not equal to being a man. The reason why is because we as people have the capacity to embody both energies within us. We have masculine traits and feminine traits because we're supposed to be complete and whole. Most of life's understandings come from the ability to love others. And without having both energies within us, understanding other people would be very hard to do. So if you were to be fully masculine, it doesn't make you more of a man. It just makes you an imbalanced being. So, what does it truly mean to be masculine and have a masculine presence in other people's lives? Masculinity could be summed up in these traits: unshakable focus, emotional anchoring, standing up for your beliefs, self-mastery, true independence, being protective, being action-oriented, being a problem solver, and having a service-minded outlook. When we break it down like this, it seems very easy, but why does it still feel like a rare thing? It comes down to one thing, in my opinion: having an overflowing cup. If your cup is not overflowing, you will always struggle to be masculine and feminine as well. This metaphor that I'm referring to comes from Psalms 23:5, where it says, "My cup runneth over." It is a depiction of the abundance the speaker has. He says that he has so much abundance that he doesn't even know what to do with it. And this is where everything starts. So you see, whether you know it or not, your purpose in life is to master yourself for the sake of others. Our bodies give us the illusion of separation, but truly we are not different. We are all beings of the human race trying to create harmony in our lives. And while your one and only job is to be yourself, being authentically you affects other people in ways you couldn't even imagine. You have the ability to affect everyone you come in contact with, and whether their experience is positive or negative has partially to do with you giving from an overflowing cup or a half-empty cup. You see, we are all actively and passively inspiring each other just by being ourselves. And while this might seem simple, people misconstrue what actual abundance is. We all know this is true inherently, because why else would a man feel the need to be rich before they date or marry? They know they need to give from a place of abundance, but the abundance that they strive for is pennies in comparison to what it really could be. This is why you see so many men become penny pinchers when it comes to providing. Their cup is not overflowing in money, but more importantly, it's not overflowing in love, acceptance, strength, grace, understanding, and etc. Nothing is overflowing in their life at all. So yeah, if I'm starved of anything, me giving you what little I have could be deadly to me. And when your cup is low, the shadow elements of your energy come to the surface. The shadow comes in and tries to get power by stooping to low value traits and behavior. The shadow in masculine tries to be overbearing, controlling, and puff out his chest like it's Johnny Bravo to please its ego. And this makes sense because the actions the shadow takes would only be done by someone who is low or empty in some category in their life. And sadly, this is not common knowledge. So unless you're blessed enough to have this innate knowledge within you, you need to do the work. I know for me, one of the reasons why I struggled with this so much is because it felt unfair. Love is a birthright. You don't need to do anything to be loved. You were always loved. And I knew this, but it felt like I had to work extra hard on myself just to even have a casual relationship with someone. Why did I have to go through so much to experience so little? What I came to realize is that it was just a cope. It was a way for me to rationalize my passivity. I was living in my head and not in the world. And being passive is an element of the shadow too. So, how does a man fill up his cup then? Well, he must accept and love himself unconditionally and know that he is worthy. Like I said before, men know, understand, and accept they must work on themselves in their life, but because their focus is an external one, they are jumping the gun on their development. It's rooted in how people say money doesn't unlame you, meaning you could still be uncool or corny even if you're rich and famous, because no matter how much lipstick you put on a pig, it is still a pig. So you get these certain groups of men who become rich when they get older, but because they never truly filled up their cup, they are still scarce in their mentality. They are scared to lose it from being in a relationship, which leads them to being resentful towards people, and especially women, who seem to be very gluttonous and hedonistic. And yes, there are examples of everything in this world, but because they are so scared of it, they only attract these types of people in their lives. And then they go on social media ranting about how all women are gold diggers and such, which ultimately confirms their bias. These are all wounded and unintegrated men who can't find true solace in their life because they've been chasing the temporary highs thinking that they last. Yes, a masculine man is a provider and a protector, but that doesn't mean you are anything less or more of a man depending on how much you can do of either. Now understand that worth and value are not synonymous to each other. You are always worthy. Your worth has and always been an intrinsic thing. It's not something to gain or earn, but your value is something different to everybody. Think of it like this. If we were all different types of art, we are all worthy to be in the same museum, but what our art is valued at is still subjective to others. We all deserve the same experiences, but who we experience it with is based off who sees our value the highest. To think that your worth could be increased or decreased is a crime of the mind. When you try to measure your worth like it's a scorecard, you deny your humanity and let the world play you. You need to drop all notions of what your worth is supposed to be and recognize that you already are worthy. That is true alignment with your masculinity. Being grounded is being masculine. Being focused is being masculine. Being a problem solver is being masculine. Being an active creator of your life is masculine. So before you go out to share your gifts and your values to the world, you need to ask yourself one question. Am I giving from a place of overflow or lack? Because you should never, ever, ever give from an empty cup. You'll only grow to resent it later. So if you want to be truly masculine, have an overflowing cup. Because if you're going to be the provider, how do you expect to give whatever you don't have? I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I'd like to make you stay. I'd like, if you don't know how.